Hey there, I got a joke for you. What's the best kind of magician? That's right, a dead one. So in today's video, we're going to be covering a little bit of a beginner technique that you could use to blow some minds. You're going to use this to be the coolest kid in the playground, as they say. And if you're not a kid, then I suggest getting off of the playground. But it's a little bit of an interesting beginner application that you could use in whatever way you want. All right, you could use this to find multiple cards, but you're going to see that it's something that you're going to be able to use very effectively, as a matter of fact, using an ancient technique. Don't let that deter you from using it, though, because some people think, oh, it's not new, so I don't want to use it because, oh, I want new stuff. I want new stuff. Well, listen, all right, your mom doesn't love you, and neither do I, so get over it. Oh, man. Oh boy, what else? What else is there? Oh, the Academy. Yeah, I need to show the Academy. You don't know what the Academy is? The Pigcake Magic Academy? It's $5 a month. Gets you 2 videos every single week going over card stuff, going over coin stuff, going over everything you need to know from a beginner all the way to expert level stuff. You start as a level 1 virgin, you end as a 69 master, grandmaster virgin. All right, and all that for $5 a month. You get access to all the videos that are there already. Over 300 videos from the last time I checked. They're ready for you to explore and upgrade your virginity points, all for $5 a month. That's less than a White Claw. That's less than upgrading a motor to an ATV that's being driven by immigrants outside your house. But that's all you need to pay. $5 a month. Crazy stuff. Good stuff. Thank you guys for, by the way, doing that. I don't know if I'm going to have a little bit of an overlay on the screen here. But you're going to see all the people that are signed up. So I just want to say sincerely thank you. I'm overwhelmed and honestly a little bit wrecked from that. So let's just get into the video. Honestly, let's just stop this ramble and get right into the gamble that is life. I'm not wearing pants right now. So in today's video, we're going to be using these Bin Wang playing cards. Bin Wang in Depression Blue. This is my favorite Bin Wang just because it really holds true to the Depression Blue. It's not a sky blue. It's not Tickle Me Blue. It's Manic Depressive Blue. It's a great one. I suggest you pick it up. But we're going to be using this to show this card trick here with the best feature of every Bin Wang box, that it holds back a couple of cards every single time. So here, this is a borrowed shuffle deck, if you want it to be. If you wanted it to be. If you want to make sure the spectator shuffles these cards as best they can, you could do that as well. Really, this is your prerogative. Your prerogative. That's an SAT word for those of you guys from South America. So here's the little ditty. Here's the little ditty, and here's what the spectator sees. So they're going to call stop as you run through the cards and shuffle them like this. Let's say they happen to call stop on the 2 of clubs. They remember 2 of clubs, and if they don't remember the 2 of clubs, then you stab them in their artery and have their family watch. So 2 of clubs, they remember that card, and you turn to another spectator and you say, sir, same thing, just call stop, please. Act like my ex-wife and call stop anytime you want. Right there, perfect. And you remember the 7 of clubs. So we have the 7 of clubs and the 2 of clubs here. Of course, I don't know this because I'm on every single cough medication that CVS allows you to get legally. But you turn to the spectators and you say, sirs, ma'ams, there's no way that I can know your cards here. Your cards are lost amongst this deck. However, in actually feeling your vibrations, I'm going to be able to pick up on the actual cards that you picked. So, sir and ma'am, I could tell you a little bit questioning, but go ahead. I want you to touch my hand, and I want you to touch my hand. Oh, I definitely got impressions. I definitely got impressions right now, and I don't want to tell you where the impressions are for legal reasons. But think of your card, sir. Oh, yeah, 7 of clubs. And I want you to think of your card. Oh, 2 of clubs. And of course, you could reveal the cards to the spectators in whatever way you want because you know them, because you're Mr. Magic. So this trick obviously has a number of ways that you could end it. This is just one particular method, as I mentioned earlier. I'm gonna drop a little bit of a variation on Patreon just to try to shill. Just to try to shill, to be honest here. But it's a very, very simple concept. What we're doing here is we're using two key cards. So we're using two key cards here. The key card principle is a very, very easy and elementary principle in the world of Magic, something that if you don't know, by the time you've reached level 20 virginity, then honestly, you really don't deserve to be a magician. But it's the idea that by looking at the bottom card and having a spectator pick a card, if you conspire to make sure that this card over here, in this case the Joker, goes on top of the spectator's card. You don't know the spectator's card, but you know that it's next to your Joker. You see the little tidbit there? So when you spread the cards, guess what? You know that the Joker is next to the card. See that? We have the Joker and we have their card right here. Together forever, like chlamydia and crabs in a prison system. So that's the key card principle. We're going to be using that with an overhand shuffle. So we're going to be using two distinct key cards with an overhand shuffle. So the best way to do this is to prepare this in advance. So what you want to do is you want to get two cards that are memorable and put them on the bottom of the deck. Now, of course, this doesn't have to be this way. You can do this from a shuffle deck. All you have to do is just peek at the bottom two cards and you're ready to go. However, if you do have an opportunity to prepare, this case, well, you should, and you get two cards that are memorable on the bottom. In this case, we have the two black aces because of affirmative action. These are going to go on the bottom of the deck and you are ready to go. You are ready to blow some of the hardest loads you've ever blown in your life, second to your uncle. So here, what we're going to do, we're going to overhand shuffle these cards. However, the first one, we're actually going to do a milk shuffle. Now, milk shuffle, again, another elementary basic technique. This is level 21 virginity, super simple. You're going to use your thumb and your forefinger and middle finger and ring finger and pinky finger here to press on the actual cards themselves. If I come in with my dirty right hand and I just move all the cards that are not being held by my fingers, guess what? Those two cards stay back, along with my little bit of the ace of spades. So the original top card and the original bottom card stay on the actual left hand here. So now I could just run cards singly and have the spectator call stop anywhere they want. Let's say they call stop over here. You're going to show them the card. In this case, is going to be the 7 of hearts. But look what's going to happen here. They look at the card, which is the 7 of hearts, right? So they're looking at the card. They don't know that your card is over here. You know the ace of clubs. You know that that's going to be your little bit of a key card. So when you grab this half and you drop it, you already have one of the key cards next to their card. So in this case, oh my God, the Comtrex is shooting back up. In this case, the ace of clubs is going to be right there to the left of the card that they picked. In this case, is going to be the 7 of hearts. So let's leave these two cards face up just for the sake of explanation here. The first one here, we're going to milk shuffle, and I'm just going to run a couple cards singly. You don't want to run chunks of the deck. Chonkers? Is that a dead meme? I think that's a dead meme, right? The chonk meme. These nuts. So you're going to run cards singly and have the spectator call stop. They're going to look at the card in this case, which is going to be the king of clubs. And all I have to do is drop my right hand over here, drop all these cards on that half, and we're good to go. Now we're going to do the same thing minus the original milk shuffle. So this time, what you do is you don't have to do the milk shuffle. You could just run cards singly and have the spectator call stop. And tell them to kind of hurry up because you don't want to be here all day. The reason you want to push them here is because you don't want to go past your key card, which is why I'm running cards singly. So you don't want to accidentally rather disturb the location of your key card. So you're going to run cards like this, have them call stop. Let's say they look at this one, in this case, the 4 of diamonds, and doing the exact same action as before and dropping that. Now we have two key cards that are established. So the key cards are going to be next to the cards that they picked. Always, unless you, of course, run through it, of which case you're going to have to do something else. But in this case, just by using the key card principle here, we have two cards that could essentially be two thought of cards if you play it right. So let's go over this one more time, however, without these cards in particular. So the way you would do this is based on just a little bit of a peek. So you don't have to have those cards prepared on the bottom. You could just peek at the cards while the spectator's looking at their cards. So in this case, you're looking at a borrowed shuffle deck, which, by the way, never happens. That's a marketing tactic used by big magic companies to try to squeeze more money out of you when they say, oh, look, you could do this with a borrowed shuffle deck. Nobody ever has a borrowed deck. Nobody carries cards in them apart from loser magicians. So you're going to be able to do the trick in a magic convention and maybe in a bar, in one of those dive bars where one of these rotund women's come in and, they buy Heineken by the gallon. So you're going to have a borrow shuffle deck here. And the spectator is going to call stop. You're going to milk this if you want. Of course, you don't have to, but just for habit, I like to do it anyways. However, I'm going to look at this card over here when the spectator calls stop. So in this case, the spectator calls stop over here in the King of Hearts. As you're looking at the King of Hearts, I'm just peeking at the bottom card. And I already know that their card, or the key card, is going to be the Jack of Spades here. So I could easily place that card down. And I repeat the actual action as before. Have them call stop anytime they want. Let's say they happen to call stop over here. This case, two of spades. As they're looking at the two of spades, I'm looking at the new key card, which is the 9 of clubs. So of course, I have two key cards over here that I've peeked at, and I could do the exact same thing as before, where I spread the cards. And you could start to divine their cards, so you could, pick up on different cards from each person. Of course, closing a deck and putting it aside, saying, you know what, we don't even need the deck. How about we just do this mind to mind? And of course, by that time, you've already peeked at the card, and you already have your sous vide in your house already prepared, cooking your steak. And because you're that far ahead. That's the point. That's the joke I'm making. You're that far ahead. So that's one simple way of revealing both cards. Again, I'm going to mention a little bit more of an advanced handling on Patreon, but keep in mind that you could spread these cards towards yourself in a stand-up situation, and you could very easily find your key card. In this case, let's say it's the Ace of Spades. Cut the card to the top of the deck, and now you have control over that card. So that card could go anywhere. That card could go in a pocket. You could cop that card out. Really could do anything that you want. And you could do that in the context of apparently finding their cards. So let's say you have the Ace of Clubs and the Ace of Spades as your key cards here. So you could spread through. In this case, you could find that their card is the 7 of Spades and cut this to the top. As you keep spreading, looking for your other key card. In this case, the Ace of Clubs, and take the card next to that. Put it face down, and you're set up for the next revelation here. So you already have their card on top as they're distracted with this card. So you could really do whatever it is that you want here. You could have them do a crosscut force. You could cop this card out and put it in your pocket, maybe a wallet. So it's a very easy and built-in misdirection, just because you could already control one card when you are revealing the first card. Very interesting principle here, using two key cards. But that's the trick. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something from this, because it's a fun principle, looking at older things and finding new ways to do it. A lot of people tend to dismiss the old things because they want new things, because they're consumerists and they're magicians, so they're already terrible people. But take a look at old stuff. Take a look at old stuff, and you'll find some nuggets every once in a while that you can't wipe off, because, well, honestly, you're a rotund man yourself, so it's hard to wipe everything. You know what I mean? Oh boy, I'm gonna go figure out different ways to use pickles and cereal to make pickle cereal. Yeah, it does not matter. Turned to a savage, pocket got fatter. She called me daddy. Smoking that gas, gone off that Zanny, she on the powder. Nowadays, I'm on my haters got sadder. Money got longer. Speaker got louder, car got faster, turned into a savage,